Welcome back to Summer Game Fest weekend / week / whatever. We're going to launch the Day of the Devs showcase. We are an indie studio. This show's going to be about indie studio games, so
these days we'll both have decent setups, so we're not dealing with these buffering issues.
Dude, one day we'll be doing this from the same office, side by side, working together.
Well, that too. Alright. Day of the Devs, Summer Game Fest edition.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, and welcome to the Day of the Devs portion of the show. Day of the Devs is a non-profit organization whose team of volunteer curators scours the globe for the best in video games for you to enjoy, with a focus on indie developers who are lovely, and you'll get to meet them today as well as enjoy their games. And there's nothing else to talk about, so just
those lights
and enjoy Day of the Devs Summer Games Fest edition.
Those lights, we have those hung up on our porch.
I have similar ones, yeah.
We love Cappy Games at Day of the Devs. They've been making incredible games for 20 years up in Toronto. You might know them for games like Below or Super Brother Sword and Sorcery, or maybe you know their incredible puzzle games like Grindstone and Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. Well, if you're in the latter, we're very excited to announce their next great puzzle game.
Puzzle games can either be really fun,
and I'm Dan.
or making you want to rip your hair out.
We're so thrilled today to be able to give you a first look at what we've been up to at the studio since releasing Grindstone. Introducing Battle Vision Network.
They copied our idea. Just kidding.
Yeah, I was going to say, what idea?
EVN uses cozy...
Unless you had an idea and you didn't share it with me.
...based tactics to test players for fast-paced online battles.
Okay.
It's a 1v1 puzzle battle in the galaxy's most watched sport.
Battlevision Network is a spiritual successor to one of Cappy's most beloved classic games, Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. BVN reimagines Clash of Heroes' puzzle combat design to center an element that we at Cappy felt was one of its most interesting facets, multiplayer.
Over several rounds, take turns launching attacks by creating color-matched formations with your units. Vertical matches create attackers, horizontal matches create defenders.
The rapid-fire matches last a couple of minutes. BVN isn't just about dominating matches.
So it's a match 3
the title of
battle
and the
game.
Player ultimately decides which team takes the crown.
Choose between multiple
That's why I was
teams,
joking, said they
bursting with
copied our idea
personality and
because it looked like a
characters,
match 3 game.
each with its own playstyle and
Yeah.
Win a match with a
What looks like that's
that win shapes
what it is, but with combat worked into it.
Play a simple enough
That's really cool.
But as you rise on the
I've played a
ranks,
few
you'll unlock
like
new
that, not
units,
ones that are
each with
multiplayer
game-changing
with-
abilities,
where
and
you
discover endless new tactics
do
and
the matches
strategies.
and it attacks, whatever.
Charismatic captains front each team. Captains run the playfield with big personalities and outsized power in the form of time-turning special abilities.
Yeah, this is actually really cool.
When building the wild world of BVN, we weren't just influenced by our own game, Clash of Heroes. We were also inspired by the theatricality and spectacle of Eurovision. Cappy's art team has outdone themselves with a fantastic roster of hand-drawn and hand-animated characters, fashion-forward collectible
Oh,
outfits.
cool.
Battlevision Network is a live, season-based game with new twists, new characters, fresh rankings, and narrative surprises emerging every season.
Also excited to feature a phenomenal soundtrack by our frequent collaborators, the incredible Jim Guthrie and Sam Webster.
Should we know that name?
I know
You'll
that
be
name
able to
from
play
somewhere.
BVN on mobile, PC, and console, and we'll be announcing more details soon.
We're so thankful to David Devs, chance
Make a note of it and we can look it up later.
grateful to our awesome partners, Netflix. Wishlist the game to join the fun.
Battlevision Network.
Our next title comes to us from the Game Bakers, a small studio in Montpellier, France, who claim to make games the same way they cook food, with a lot of love. Their next dish comes to us piping hot, fresh from the oven. It'll take us to dizzying heights, which quite frankly give me the heebie-jeebies. So hold on tight, making its gameplay debut today. This is Cairn.
Oh,
The mountain climber.
yeah.
Okay. I think there are several famous
Hi,
Jim Guthries.
I'm Emric from the
probably
Game
thinking of a
Bakers.
different one.
Maybe you know us for Fury or Haven.
Who knows?
Fury was a hack and slash and even an RPG, but both were games about freedom. Live
Probably
free,
heard it from the
free to love who you
senator
want.
of Idaho or whatever.
Today
it
I'm
was,
presenting
he said.
our next game, Cairn, the final part of our Freedom trilogy.
Probably heard it in the news or something.
In Cairn, you play an
knows?
alpinist who's climbing a deadly mountain.
Let's climb
You
a
put your
mountain.
life at risk to reach a summit that nobody reached before. You are obsessed by this ascent and you are climbing to free yourself from your own chains. Cairn is what we call a survival climber. You have to climb, but also survive in the mountain. The climbing is very realistic. You can climb absolutely everywhere as long as you manage to keep your balance and stamina. If you are careless, you fall.
Break your back.
Falling, trying again the same route or a completely different route, trying over and over. To make it, you have to push yourself, to go beyond your limits. Each wall to climb feels like an opponent, almost like a boss fight. Even though you can climb free solo, alpinism has a natural checkpoint device, pitons. But you have a limited amount, and using them at the right time is key. Eventually, reaching the top of the wall is extremely satisfying. It's freeing.
I mean, it's a cool concept, but
Thanks for watching.
just really
and
doesn't seem
wishlist
like
the game
something
to stay
I would
tuned.
really be interested in playing.
It feels like a mini game for a bigger game.
Absolute secrecy over the last 3 years. And as a fellow,
You get what I mean?
called dibs
Yeah.
on introducing it. You may also recognize one of the developers' voices from their wildly popular YouTube channel. From Nanopark Studios and I Am 8-Bit Presents, prepare yourself for, wait for it,
I'm waiting.
I hope the game is actually called Wait For It.
That'd be cool.
Hello there, my name's Brandon.
And I'm Danny, and we are here to show you our game, Pedal Runner.
Pokemon.
Pedal Runner is a retro-flavored slice-of-life RPG.
I mean, it's giving off those vibes.
Pets to people in a city called Sapphire Valley.
In Sapphire Valley, the company Hannah Pets has developed new devices called Leap Cells to power their newest generation of digital pets by using an unexpected fuel source: flowers.
Leap cells are delivered and installed by specialized couriers known as pedal runners. As a pedal runner, this installation involves planting the cell and calibrating it by performing a sequence of quick and varied minigames.
I mean, this feels like a very advanced, with more steps
That calibration is complete,
needed,
Hannah Pet begins
version of Pokemon.
It's like Pokemon with a bunch of classic mini games.
You play as Callie, who's a new recruit.
Yeah, like extra busy work.
And with a bit of a shy personality, Callie does encounter a few
Minus
challenges
the
along the way.
fighting, 'cause I
Just
don't
from the
think you
difficulty
battle.
of dealing with customers or talking to people in general.
Yeah.
A rivalry with a fellow recruit.
So they got rid of the fun part of Pokemon.
Fortunately, Callie is joined by their pet companion, Kira.
Kira is unique in that he's an older type of Hannah Pets, which is a simpler and now obsolete handheld model. So with that outdated tech, Kira has some quirks, like his battery isn't always reliable. But he's way more outgoing than Callie, and so he's great to have around when meeting new people. He's practically indispensable. The Petal Runner program will take Callie and Kira through the 4 unique districts of Sapphire Valley. Along the way, mysterious occurrences will begin to surface, and we will encounter individuals who think that there may be more to uncover about the new Hanapets sensation.
Well, spoilers? I mean, it's the very Game Boy
it's got
looking art
motorcycles,
style.
robots,
which I
there's
kinda
flowers,
like.
there's pets. We tried to really give the story some heart to it, and we just hope you have
Nothing wrong with it, but at the same time it does feel like a cheap copy.
I mean, it's
Just with extra mini games built in. I don't know.
Developed in Shanghai,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't
by
look like
Apollo
something
Studio,
I would
the next
buy,
game is a
but
dystopian thriller that is every
I'm just
bit Orwellian
commenting
as
on
it is Lynchian. It's a tale of
stuff.
temporal technologies, unimaginable body horrors,
Exactly.
and psychedelic nightmares. This is Karma: The Dark World.
Karma.
Okay.
嗨，各位好，我是卡玛的 Dark World 的创意总监王永鹤。我们团队月壤工作室来自于中国上海，团队的目标是带给全球玩家有趣且有深度的叙事驱动类游戏。很荣幸借此机会向各位玩家展示由我们才华横溢的月壤团队所制作的第一款游戏《卡玛 The Dark World》。
Cool.
Trippy.
Now, the gaming market in China is starting to really grow. I'll be very curious to see what all they have cooking
这
there.
是一款第一人称叙事驱动类的新域恐怖游戏
Production market, you mean？
玩家将扮演
Yeah
思想局的任务干员丹尼尔，他的主要任务目的是潜入嫌疑人的大脑，并调查事件的真相。玩家将在2个不同的世界中进行冒险，去体验完全不同的情绪和故事。一个是在反乌托邦的现实世界，你将了解到扭曲、压抑、毫无人性的社会观。
This is your final chance. Please tell your decision.
另一个是用记忆所构建的脑中世界，你将看见诡异恐怖的画面，但却包含了令人痛心的真相。在这个游戏中，作为探员，你需要坚守意志，效忠这座城市的掌控者利维坦公司。但直到有一天，你发现正在调查的案件发生了翻天覆地的变化，你冰冷的心从此开始逐渐融化。
Interesting. Also, to the Chinese game developer market,
一个
we
全国带有浓厚电影风格的
should have gotten a Chinese
更多关于这个
game from Ubisoft
请访问我们
that I'm
网站
surprised they didn't show.
我们会第一时间告知你试玩的 demo 相关时间。最后，请大家享受预告片。
Assassin's Creed codename Jade. It's supposed to be a mobile game set in China, developed by, in conjunction with Ubisoft, the Chinese developer Tencent. And it should have been released either sometime this summer or this fall, but not getting any word about it this year.
2 of the best indie games of all time. Make 50 more.
Oh well.
That's what's happening with UFO 50. This is from the team at Mossmouth, who made Spelunky and Spelunky 2. It's as if you took the modern design sensibilities of today and went back in time and made an entire console worth of retro games. And it's coming so soon.
Hi, I'm Derek. I'm John, and we're part of the team of indie developers working on UFO 50, a collection of 50 games.
You heard that correctly. That's 50 brand new games.
Oh.
First and foremost, these are not mini games. Some of the games are smaller, like arcade-style games.
Oh, that looks like
Others
fun.
are quite large, with expansive worlds to explore. But every single game is a complete experience, from its opening title screen to its ending credits.
There's a story that connects all these games too. We invented a fictional company called UFO Soft that developed these games for a fictional 80s game console. This company's history spans from 1982 to 1990, and the games get more technically advanced as the years go on. And as you explore the timeline, you'll find that some games have sequels or recurring characters.
That never happens.
We also thought about the limitations of the hardware. We devised a strict 32 color palette as well as audio restrictions to make you feel like you're in the world of UFO 50, no matter which game you're playing.
But one area where we didn't limit ourselves...
You know what? I like this.
Yeah. We were happy to build on modern game design and genres, and we strived to make sure that each game felt like a unique experience. Our goal isn't just to remind you of a bygone era, it's also to provide 50 fresh experiences. We like to think that UFO Soft was a company that was ahead of its time.
All of the games are unlocked from the start, so you can explore the collection in your own way.
That's cool.
Every
too.
game's not going to be everyone's favorite,
Yeah.
but figuring out which games you like is part of the fun. With so much variety, you're sure to find something to get lost in, whether you prefer fast-paced action games or thinky stories.
That is really cool.
And we all have fond memories of going to a friend's house and browsing their game library for something to play together. So half of UFO 50's games have multiplayer, either co-op or versus.
Needless to say, UFO 50 has been in development for a long
looks like a cool one.
time. But today,
Yeah, you
we're
had to
very
develop 50
excited
different
to
games.
finally announce a release date.
That's right, UFO 50 is coming to Steam on September 18th.
Cool.
Cool. How much?
$1 billion.
Please find our Steam page and wishlist the game so that you can be notified when it comes out.
The
Make note of this UFO 50.
familiar face, so it should be no surprise what they
Usually
put
I'll
up.
do that.
But nevertheless, it's still a world premiere. So take it away, Spry Fox.
World premiere.
It's weird not having the developer talking to us about it.
Netflix.
Like that game, I was trying to figure out what it was, but
It's a Netflix game. That's why
Hi
the
everyone,
developer wasn't
I'm
talking
Gabe
about
Edery,
it.
the co-founder and studio manager of Spry Fox.
And I'm Jamie Antonise, lead narrative designer of
probably
Cozy
them
Grove
too.
Camp Spirit.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed the worldwide premiere of Cozy Grove Camp Spirit. We're really grateful to be a part of Day of the Devs alongside so many creative and inspiring developers. We started Spry Fox 14 years ago with the goal of making the world a happier place. This is the first game we're launching since we became part of Netflix. That's allowed us to focus all of our energies on making this game as delightful and meaningful as possible, and to bring it to all Netflix users without any advertisements or in-app purchases of any kind. We feel really lucky.
As you just saw, Cozy Grove Camp Spirit takes place on a haunted island where you'll assist an unusual assortment of troubled but insanely cute ghostly bears. Each bear has a unique personality and backstory that unfolds through your interactions with them. It's a spooky but heartwarming life sim game where your small daily acts of kindness advance the story.
We want Cozy Grove Camp Spirit to be a game that you can come back to at your own pace for months, if not years to come. We want it to be a game that brings you joy and relaxation whenever you need it most. And hopefully, it'll be a game with a story that sticks with you forever, because the characters...
Okay, yeah, that's a weird concept.
Camp Spirit is launching soon, so pre-register now on your mobile app store to be the first Spirit Scout on the island. We'll see you there.
Haunted.
Are you a dog lover? Skip. Then you'll be super into our next title.
But cozy.
Cats, but this game
What?
is so cute, I can't help but be into it. Enjoy this teaser from Studio Tolima and publisher Don't Nod, featuring a puppy and their person.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is
Hello.
Ben. I'm the founder and creative director at Studio Tolima. We're a small indie studio based in Brussels, Belgium, and we are working on our first title, Koira.
Cool. Okay, this art style I'm liking.
Koira is a narrative game where you wake up in a snowy forest and encounter a small puppy who got trapped. You set him free, and together you go on a beautiful adventure and set out to reach Koira's house. This relationship is really at the heart of our game. In Koira, you go through a musical forest, filled with sounds to discover and interact with. For example, each character and animal in the forest is voiced by a different instrument. And you can use their voice to interact with the world, to activate ancient statues, to speak to whimsical animals, and to earn the trust of the puppy. To progress through the story, you can also manipulate items and use your new companion's unique abilities. With these, you can solve puzzles, but you can also just play together. For example, by playing fetch, building snowmen, or my personal favorite, playing hide and seek. As they journey through the winter wonderland, they encounter obstacles, they share laughs, and they save other woodland creatures. But if winter is magical, it's also dangerous. And they are not alone in this forest. Mysterious hunters are lurking around and following them. Our goal with Koira is to create a universal tale which focuses on the emotional journey. We want to create a game that is as immersive and intuitive as possible. It's a game without any text nor dialogue. The whole story is brought to life through expressive hand-drawn art, frame-by-frame animation, and a beautiful original soundtrack. Let yourself be carried away by the magical and serene atmosphere of the forest. Contemplate and play at your own pace. We can't wait to share more with you. So if you'd like to be one of the first one to
There's something
to, and our upcoming demo,
so heartwarming
please
about
head over to our
this.
Steam page to wishlist the game. Thanks again, and we look forward to sharing more with you.
I love a good puzzle game, especially one with a really elegant design that evolves as you play. Better yet if it's got a beautiful art style or a captivating narrative to pull you through. Well, this game has all of that. This is Arranger from indie supergroup Furniture and Mattress.
Hola, soy Nico Recabarren de Mendoza, Argentina. Hace un tiempo hice un juego de puzzles multipremiado llamado Ethereal, junto con Tommy Batista. Desde entonces hemos estado trabajando muy duro en una aventura mucho más ambiciosa, junto con nuevos amigos, David Hellman, cuyo arte expresivo seguramente recuerdes por Braid, y Nick Sander, que con su humor y creatividad probablemente te ha hecho soltar más de una risa con Carto. Con nuestra visión creativa compartida queremos traerles algo que se sienta fresco y ligero. Ojalá les guste este nuevo vistazo a Arranger, a Role Puzzling Adventure.
In Arranger, you play as Gemma, a slightly chaotic young woman who's looking to venture out beyond the overly cozy confines of her hometown. Always been a bit of a misfit, which isn't helped by the strange way that she moves through the world. As she moves, objects on the same row or column move with her, and if she gets to the edge of the gameplay grid, she loops around to the other side. We use this core set of mechanics in a wide variety of interesting ways throughout the adventure, never hesitating on any one idea for too long. Keep things feeling breezy, playful, and respectful of your time. The entire game world exists on a sprawling, interconnected grid, on which you'll find towns full of lovable weirdos to chat with and advance
It's
the story.
very different.
Wilderness spaces to navigate, full of optional puzzles and exciting mysteries. And dungeons teeming with monsters to puzzle your way past. Or through. Told through expressive comic-style cutscenes. We follow Gemma on her journey of self-discovery.
Oh.
Heading out beyond the walls of her town, she soon discovers a beautiful, inspiring world. But also one ruled by fear and a strange, immovable force called the Static. Can she disrupt a culture of stagnation and find a place to fit into it? Find out in a new type of role puzzling game when a Ranger launches on July 25th.
There's never been a bigger red herring than the developer
That's
named
cool.
Cozy Game Pals, because their idea of cozy is a little twisted. Here's your world premiere first look at the very first release from Blumhouse Games.
Amy? Are you okay? Do you see anyone?
Nah, it's totally empty. I hope the board looks as creepy as I imagine. Let's go. With hands entwined and hearts aligned,
Oh, no.
we seek the realm of the undefined.
What was that?
Don't worry, Viv.
Yeah, boy.
If any ghosts actually show up, I'll protect you.
Yeah, I don't think you can get a simple ghost.
Oh, I've got to get out of here. Where did you go?
What's your
Hello?
favorite scary movie?
Yeah.
Amy!
Just go home, Viv.
I'll save you, no matter what.
Don't worry, Viv.
Yeah, how are you going to save her?
Everything is going to be spectacular. I'm happy here. So happy.
A few months ago, this next game appeared on the interwebs out of nowhere. It mystified us. It seems like a
I mean, it wasn't too
just how profound its mechanics
scary.
and are. From Crescent Moon Games and Those Dang Games. This
It was
is
actually pretty intriguing.
a game.
Hey guys, it's Josh
Yeah.
Precyson, and I'm the game director of Screenbound. Today we'll be talking with Kyle McKeever, who's the game developer. We'll be talking about the game's mechanics, how it started, and how it's going.
Hi, my name is Kyle McKeever, and I am the developer of Screenbound. And Josh, you and I have been working together on Screenbound for a couple months now. Do you want to talk about the idea of how Screenbound came to be?
So I was watching a video of someone playing a Game Boy, and I don't know why it came to mind exactly, but just seeing the image of someone holding a device in their hand with an environment in the background and something happening on the screen made me think, how could you link this all together into a game where you're playing on the screen and you got a 3D environment and they're both linked? It started with a little prototype of just a character holding the device, having an endless running motion and jumping at the same time as seeing it in 2D and 3D.
And then the other part of it was the controls from the prototype. They weren't set in place.
I think we were having this problem where you're exploring this world, but only facing forward, and you can move side to side, but you're only looking in front of you. So at first we're like, okay, maybe we can just do a 180 so you can at least go backwards, because we were constantly moving forward in 3D space. So we tried that. That felt a little weird. And then at that point I was like, you know what? Since most of the games out there that people are familiar with are first-person shooter games, why don't we try FPS controls? and then you implemented an FPS controller and kept the 2D essentially the same, and for some reason it just miraculously worked. So the device itself that you use in Screenbound is a quantum device. How that works in the context of the game is that the 2D world that's presented on the screen is actually projecting an environment as a 3D world, which is also how it works in the level editor, because the level editor is 2D, and once you finish your level, or you're finished working on it, it actually builds the entire 3D geometry out and creates a 3D world.
That's good. You get to build your own levels.
Dimensions are equally important, and you have to.
That's definitely a cool idea.
Because, first of all, the enemies are in 2D. So if you're walking along in 3D and you're not looking at the screen, you're going to die probably within 5 to 10 seconds because you're going to be hit by an enemy. You're going to see some distortion effect on the screen, and that's where like the 2 dimensions meet, and you're going to get pushed back and you're going to lose some health from your battery bar. But immediately you're going to realize that you can't play one or the other dimension. You have to be paying attention to both.
When I'm testing and developing, if I lose track of the 2D side, I'm always running into enemies. And that's how you die. The biggest risk in 3D is literally falling. It's pretty clear cut though, because everything translates fairly one-to-one. If there's like pixelated grass in the 2D world, there's going to be grass in the 3D world. Same with trees.
Yeah, all that stuff crosses over, except some of the puzzle elements or some of the things you only see in 2D or you only see in 3D, like the fan.
Yeah, you kind of solve puzzle elements more so on the 3D side, but then you survive threats by focusing on the 2D side.
Oh, that is so confusing.
We'll talk soon.
Just watching that, I felt my head just getting so disoriented.
You play as a zookeeper tending to animals, except something is terribly wrong.
But that was really creative, what they pulled off there.
I think that would
And I
be a fun
promise
one to
you've
play.
never seen giraffes
Yeah.
like this before.
You think they're cute?
No.
I don't. You've all
one of the
been
most
to the zoo,
deadly
and
animals
each
in
of
the
you
world.
has your favorite animal.
Mhm.
Do you know what happened here at night behind closed doors? I'm Valentin Shukin, the lead game designer of the Zoocosis game, and I invite you to become a night zookeeper.
Yes, Wednesday, were you going to tell us what it's really like at a zoo at night?
You finally awake? Good. Get up. It's time to get to work.
Finally awake. They stole that from Skyrim.
Hurry up. You have nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about, huh?
Creepy Zoo needs 5 Nights at Freddy's.
There's something in the works that you're not ready to.
Sounds that way.
The plot of Zoocosis was written in the best traditions of the thriller and horror genres. We aim to create a dark atmosphere resembling the works of Hans Giger, Lovecraft, and Edgar Allan Poe. We achieve this through lighting placement, color correction, textures, and environmental props.
This is our mobile veterinary station. Here you'll be mixing medications for our animals.
Are they sick?
Well, they can be. We need to closely monitor the health of the animals. We have some quite rare specimens.
The mutation, the parasite, and the infection that's happening to these animals is kind of like reprogramming their biology.
What?
Zoo animals. Nice.
Oh. That's no.
Condo.
No.
With its jaw unhinged,
Kinda reminds me
try
of the
to
Little
bite
Nightmares
you.
Which I thought was funny.
Like, this is a neat concept, but no.
The giraffe
Nope.
the basis of each animal having their own unique design and their mutation.
Oh, that's terrifying.
There also will be many endings in the game. Each of the endings depends on the choices made by the player during the game. Planning out all the endings was quite challenging. We dedicated a substantial amount of time structuring the paths and dialogues into a unified framework to ensure seamless functionality.
Every zookeeper is entitled to
Cool.
a service car. This one's mine. If you perform well tonight, you'll get one in the morning. Is that your wife? Should I tell her your
Rip off Lamborghini.
And I'll lock you in until morning.
Just saying.
Your main goal will be to save the edibles, including infected ones that have turned into mutants. Save them and save yourself.
Oh, the penguin.
We really hope that you will enjoy the Zoocosis releasing this summer. Wishlist it on Steam and follow us on social media. Thank you so much
is a
for the
big,
support.
fluffy microphone.
See ya.
Why are you so jumpy?
Gee, I wonder.
And that's the game. Except not quite. Because see, in While Waiting by Optilusion Games, waiting is always an option, but not the whole story. And that's what I like about our next title. It's more than meets the eye. See what mischief you can get up to while waiting.
Hi everyone, I'm Dom, the founder of Optilusion Games. We're a game studio based in Irvine. Today I'm thrilled to reintroduce our latest game, While Waiting. While Waiting is a game about waiting for things to happen, waiting for the bus, waiting for the traffic, waiting for the line to move. Our main character Adam, as he waits his way
That was
through
borderline.
scenarios of everyday life.
That was so borderline.
Maybe you want to be.
They're walking a very thin line there.
With what? Borderline what? You can't just say that was borderline.
You want to get up to a little.
The castle.
Or maybe a
That's
lot of.
just a standard freaking castle.
For people who really want to do something,
Doesn't
you
look
can
that
find
much
your
like
own
that.
way to kill the time.
Trying to talk about,
We
but I'm
also
not gonna
have
mention them
prepared
so
a
we don't
list
get
of meaningless
copyrighted,
challenges to
'cause
help
that
you
company's
with
evil.
it. If they're too hard, or maybe not your cup of tea.
Not like we haven't talked about that company indirectly already the past few days.
Press it. Explore over 100 hand-painted levels, each chock full of mini-games, fun little interactions, Easter eggs.
And it's similar enough that I can't be the only one who picked up on it.
While Adam, though,
Legally
he's a tough
distinct from
little guy.
Cinderella's castle.
Get to know his family, his friends, and his victims.
Or Sleeping
You
Beauties.
follow Adam's
Whatever,
life
whoever's
from birth
castle
to
it is.
death with every mundane thing in between.
Both?
But do remember,
Anaheim and Orlando?
This game does not look fun at all.
No. This game looks boring.
add to waitlist on Steam. I mean, wishlist.
During the selection
terrible
process,
pun made it
this
even
next
worse.
game really caught my eye. It's got cyberpunk vibes, horror vibes, ghost vibes, all the vibes.
It's got
With this
vibes.
game, Toronto-based developer Rocket Adrift really captured something unique.
Psychroma is a cyberpunk horror game. One of the concepts that we wanted to really emphasize was identity, what it means to be who you are, and how horrific it might be if that was stripped from you. The protagonist has amnesia. You don't know who you are.
the idea of losing yourself, it seems like it should be the one thing that can't be taken away from you.
We wanted to set the game into a kind of cyberpunk future. We were really interested in the paranormal concepts and the more grounded future technology. Cyberpunk has a lot of themes that fit well with the story that we wanted to tell. The idea of what makes humans human, having your environment really impact who you are and what you're dealing with, this kind of dystopian future. That's kind of horrific in itself.
Yeah, I'm going to pass on this one. It's just a little too weird
is what
for my liking.
in their ability to connect with other people. And so Psychroma was a great way for me to explore that part of myself, and not being black enough for the black community and obviously not white passing. And I've never really been able to explore that or really talk about that openly until now, I think. We like to write from our own perspectives, and I feel like that's really helpful for a certain kind of player that's looking for that in their narrative-driven games. It really is amazing to see people interact with the media you made and get it. For anyone else out there that's looking to make impactful indie games, it's going to be hard, but the feeling that you get when you get that game into someone's hands, there's nothing else like it. And for me, it's way worth it.
High five. I like that attitude. I may not care for what you're doing with this game,
is about as
but I like the attitude of the developer.
Just not quite in the way you'd expect. By Tanant Games, this is Building Relationships.
สวัสดีครับ ชื่อธนัท ปุษยางกูล ครับ จากกรุงเทพมหานคร and I'm here to show you probably the most stupid game you'll see all day today. It's a silly adventure game where you play as a house on a date, and it's called Building Relationships. Take a look.
Oh.
At least they fully admit it's a really weird, dumb concept.
No, though, it already has me more than, what was that other one, that's something about waiting?
As a new arrival on the island, you'll be exploring the area, moving around just like a real house.
While waiting. Talk to the friendly apartment.
There's a bunch of wacky structures you can meet. Like Mint, who's a friendly apartment, here to help introduce you to the others. Or Millie, who's this tall windmill that might just step on you if you ask them nicely. You'll also find these chesters hiding around the island. They're not looking for a date, they're in a very complicated polycule, but they'll help you unlock new abilities like jumping and wave dashing. If you're looking for a break, there's a bunch of fishing spots around the island, though the local wildlife might not be what you expected.
There's a car.
Oh, it looks like there's a few questions on stream. Let me take a look. Is this a dating sim? Not exactly. There's some dating elements, but the story all takes place in one day. So think of it more like a short hike, but stupid. Are you okay? No. Is my mother proud of me? No. Can you have sex in the game? No. But there is some plans for DLC, because just like in real life, you have to pay extra for that.
I gotta admit, this
Unexpected
developer
adventure
guy is
awaits
funny.
In building relationships.
Yes.
Just now on Steam.
I'm feeling it for this game.
What am I doing?
And the developer.
Last summer, Day of the Dead featured a little-known game that celebrates the everyday and turns it into something.
Oh, man.
It became an absolute hit, and we're oh so happy to world premiere their latest DLC.
Hello, I'm Annie. And this is Lucas. Here we are, working hard, finding stars for A Little to the Left. It's a game where you solve puzzles by organizing household items. We think it's neat that there are different ways to arrange things. In our game, you find stars with each arrangement that you discover. And we really leaned into this idea for our new DLC, A Little to the Left, Seeing Stars. Seeing Stars is all about multiple solutions. There are 33 new levels and 5 additional bonus levels to unlock. Some levels have up to 5 different ways to solve them. In total, there are 100 stars to discover. We've introduced interactive items that fold, flap, stick, stack, smash, and bounce. We've got the classic organizational puzzles, of course, and solutions that range from easy to tricky. There's a lot to be excited about, but the best thing of all might just be more cats. A Little to the Left, Seeing Stars, available June 25th.
I think I'll pass.
Have you ever wanted to play a game forever?
Yeah.
In Hello Again, developed by the folks at
Doesn't
Soup
seem
Island,
interesting to me.
you'll delve into ancient ruins, and thanks to a strange time loop affecting the island you're on, you'll have plenty of time to explore every inch.
Hello again. My name is Dwight Davis, and I'm the sole developer behind Hello Again, which is a game about being trapped in the world's coziest time loop.
We'll be the
Hello
judges
Again
of
plays a
that.
diligent postal worker who is assigned the task of delivering a package to a remote island. One shipwreck later, you awaken stranded on the island and trapped inside an unexplained 12-hour time loop. The 3 core pillars of Hello Again are exploration, conversation, and puzzle solving. This is a dense game with strange locations and phenomena, so a lot of your experience will consist of walking around and filling your journal with observations. As you explore, you'll discover that everything runs on a clock, from the weather, to the tides, to the ancient circuits that power the ruins littered across the island. As you play, you'll also unearth a forgotten story about the people
I'm
who
just going to
populated
say
the island
I'm not feeling inspired.
Since the Islanders have no idea that they're bound to a time loop, you can use your ever-expanding knowledge to help and/or manipulate them so you can reach your goals. So, in short, what happens when you mix the gameplay and mechanics of Outer Wilds with the vibes of Animal Crossing and the small-town feel of Groundhog Day? The answer is Hello Again, coming in 2025.
So our next title, Tom the
I
Poster
don't
Girl,
think
is
anyone
our
asked
adventure
for that
Xerxes
game.
Studio Oopsie Daisies. And aptly named, as Tom, our main character, has plenty of oopsie daisies of her own in this game. It has a twisted sense of humor and offers choices that'll leave you wondering, should I have done that? Yeah, it's probably fine. If you're looking to connect with your inner voyeur, this is the game for you.
Hello, we're the Oopsie Daisies, a small studio from Switzerland, and we are here to present you our debut title, Tom the Post Girl.
Accompany Tom on her duties delivering packages to the deranged villagers. And discover a great deal, perhaps too much, about the locals. Her approach, although controversial, is highly effective, intense and obsessive stalking.
As you'll follow her, you'll witness a wide variety of scenes, each more disturbing and chaotic than the last one. But is that really gonna stop you from continuing to do so? Quite the opposite.
We are inspired by the Little Red Riding Hood, which you can recognize in the main protagonist, Tom. We then used her curiosity and exaggerated it to the max, turning her into a stalking pod girl.
We had a lot of fun creating this very strange, unique, hand-drawn environment for you to explore. And hope that you'll also...
Just a bit, yeah!
Just go around town peeking in windows and stuff.
But this is a bit disturbing.
Fans of creepy cute narrative games. If you're curious to follow the development of Tom, make sure to stalk us on social media.
And of course, wishlist the game on Steam.
Neither of those.
This next game is based in Jakarta.
Yeah, no
and it's
kidding.
Full of lots of life stuff. Happiness, sorrow, music. It's called After Love EP and it's awesome.
Hello, my name is Sasha, and I'm the lead narrative designer of the upcoming narrative game After Love EP. This game is about a musician in Jakarta who hears the voice of his girlfriend after her death.
Come on, Nama, get up!
It will explore the theme of love, dealing with loss and grief, and finding your true self in the bustling city of Jakarta. This game was the golden child of my best friend, the late Fahmi Hasni, who sadly passed away in March 2022. And I know how much he loved this project, and he would want the world to listen to this story. So we are more than honored to pick up the torch and continue his legacy. Fahmi loved Jakarta very much. I'm always the introvert side of our friendship duo, and he was always the one who took me to all the wonderful places in Jakarta I used to never know about. And most of those places made it into the game, like the places where he loved ramen, or where he would get his coffee, or like where he would meet his friends, or music. And I've enjoyed exploring those places in the game, like we used to do. We've had the pleasure of working with a wonderful shoegaze band from Jakarta, Lalfalfa. They are very brilliant. Sorry, I can't really help fangirling about them. Like, they are so good. And Lalfalfa will be making the soundtrack for After Love EP, including the music Rama plays in the rhythm game. We are also really happy to be working with our main artist, Soyatu. Soyatu has breathed life into our characters with his very distinctive art style, and also his love for the underground music scene. We don't have the release date yet, but we expect it to be released around October this year. So please bear with us a little longer, and thank you so much for your support.
Cool. Not my jam,
mystery to
but
unravel.
cool.
And the team at European developer Caligram Studios aims to please with their upcoming game Phoenix Springs. In this neo-noir adventure, you'll search for your lost brother while navigating a captivating world with one of the most striking color palettes I've ever seen.
Hi, I'm Jigme Oiser, co-founder of Caligram Studio, and it's my pleasure to introduce you to our mystery adventure game Phoenix Springs.
When I finally find him, my brother makes me promise not to go to the Oasis. So, of course, it's where I end up.
You play as Iris Dormer, a reporter whose search for a brother leads her to this beautiful yet eerie desert oasis named Phoenix Springs.
It is a beautiful place to explore. Life is slow. The air is clean. secrets are kept. But should I stop looking for answers?
Story sounds interesting.
It feels like one of the classic of the 90s that we know and love. But the key difference is that you don't hold objects.
The art style's not mine, cup of tea.
And ideas, like a detective pinboard, and you have to connect them with the world around you or mention them in conversations in order to progress.
How about you?
It's not my favorite, that's for sure. I mean, that's a thing with a lot of indie games. The art style tends to be a little
The game's been in development for 7 years now. We're a small team of 3, and one of the biggest challenges was trying to crack the art style, which is a combination of 3D and traditional 2D hand-drawn animation and illustration. Over the last year, we've been incredibly lucky to be able to take the game on the road.
I appreciate the effort you're trying to do hand-drawn animation, though.
NDX in Lisbon, where he won the award for Best Art Direction. But really what we saw, the value of these events like Day of the Devs, it's not just being able to get the games in front of players, but really connect with other developers, especially in small teams, who might be facing the same challenges you do.
I will never stop looking for answers.
The game is set to release on September the 16th, 2024 on Steam, so you know what to do. And in the meantime, on behalf of the whole team, thanks again to Day of the Devs, and we really can't wait to welcome you all into this little world that we created for you.
Cool. Probably not going to be checking it out personally, but best of luck.
1111, Memories Retold.
Yeah, we
Developer Digix Art out of France has had a pretty prolific run, and we're so very proud to world premiere their very next game. Spoiler alert, it has a lot of...
And the waiting game.
Yeah, I even wish them luck as a studio, not necessarily.
Hi everyone, we are Alicia Ayuk from Jigsaw.
Okay, fair.
Project that we've
Fair.
been working on for the past 3 years since Road 96.
We are really excited to present to you our new game, Tides of Tomorrow.
So get ready to be surprised and enjoy the show.
What?
Welcome to Pleasureland, my friend. Best place to... Wait, you look familiar. Welcome to Pleasureland, my friend. I'll introduce you to the joys of this amazing place. You okay? You're not going to die, right?
Yes, the bastard! You'll learn what it costs to steal from Obin.
I hope it's the right one.
They have the same clothes.
Wait, that's not the thief. But it was your friend who did it, right? I made the mistake. You want to talk to me? Get on your knees first. Bastard! You won't get away with it! Your friend escaped with my Ozen. And now, you'll pay for it.
Huh.
Interesting concept.
Yeah.
Tides of Tomorrow.
With Day of the Devs, our mission is
I want that down as well.
Diversity and magic of video games.
We strive to give a voice to emerging and underrepresented talent and to connect players with developers and their games.
For more than 10 years, we've featured hundreds and hundreds of games at in-person events, and our digital showcase have been watched by tens of millions of fans globally.
Better yet, it's all been completely free. Free admission for attendees, free to watch our streams, and free for developers to participate.
It's common for developers to pay many thousands of dollars to be involved in other showcases and events.
But Day of the Devs has never charged developers to participate, and we never will.
This is only possible due to sponsorships and charitable contributions from people like you.
We want to continue doing Day of the Devs forever.
Yeah,
but we're not
that'd be
gonna lie, these
really
events and
cool.
shows cost a lot, and fundraising is hard.
We're so enormously grateful to everyone who has supported us all these years, but for Day of the Devs to continue, we're going to need ongoing support.
So please, if you love discovering new games and supporting emerging developers,
if you would like for us to keep on shining the spotlight on creators,
and especially if you are in a leadership position at a studio, publisher, or platform,
and have budgets that you can tap into,
then please consider donating to Day of the Devs.
Without your donations, without your sponsorship,
I
wish
none of this can continue.
And remember, we're official 501c3 nonprofit organization.
So all contributions are tax deductible.
To find out more and make a donation, head on over to dayofthedevs.com
or email sponsorships@dayofthedevs.org.
Thank you so much for your continued support.
Stay tuned for Devolver Direct, coming up right after Day of the Devs. Thank you to our generous individual contributors and corporate sponsors. We could not do this without you. And here's a list of all the amazing companies that have supported us in 2024 so far. You could be on this list too, if you email us today. Founding sponsors, Double Fine Productions and I Am 8-Bit. And our 2024 sponsors, Anna
nice.
Interactive, Bone Loaf, Devolver Digital, Egg, Glum, Idea Xbox, Maximum Games, Netflix Games, Nighthawk Interactive, Panic, PlayStation, Pop Agenda, Sabotage Studio, Studio MDHR, Summer Game Fest, UFO 50, Exola, Blumhouse Games. Thank you so much for your continued support. Special thanks to our guy, Dose One, for providing beats, interludes, musical poetry, yet again for Day of the Devs. We could not make this show as bombastic and cool and vibey without your stuff, man. You're a genius.
Bombastic is definitely one way of describing it. Quirky is another.
Email blast at dayofthedevs.org. We do lots of events and showcases throughout the year, and that's the first place to find out about stuff. Stay tuned after this program for a pretty awesome musical performance. You don't want to miss it.
Looks like that's it today. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Jeff Keighley, for having us. Thank you for the developers for making these
wrapping
games.
up here.
Thank you to the curation committee for finding them. Thank you to all the sponsors who helped make Day That Is possible. And most of all, thank you to you for sticking around to check out these games. Have a great day, and thanks for watching Day of the Dead Summer Games Fest Edition. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. You can pause it right there.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay, so there are actually a couple projects there that looked pretty neat.
Yeah, there were a few that caught my attention. It seems like you were interested in a few more, but...
Yeah, just a few to keep our eyes out for.
Oh yeah, nothing against any of them, but I'm just saying, as I noticed, you were taking notes.
I think I put down 4 games.
Yeah. There was only 2 of the 4 on your list that I was like, yeah, I'm interested in those. The others were just like, yeah.
Yeah, which 2 are you interested in?
That UFO 51 is probably the best one of the list, and that Tides of Tomorrow one near the end seemed interesting to me.
Yeah.
The house moving dating game or whatever, building relationships or whatever it was called. Like,
that was funny.
I liked the dev guy. Like, the game itself does not seem interesting to me at all.
No.
But that guy is funny, so he has my support. I wish him the best of luck.
Yes.
With his game, so... And, like, I know you wrote down the Koira one with the little dog, and I'm like, that's just not my type of thing.
I don't know, I just found that one so sweet, so...
Yes, it was sweet, and as you said, heartwarming and all that kind of stuff, but, like, that's not the type of game that I want to play.
Also, as someone who loves music, that one also caught my eye.
Yeah, like that was a cool concept where there's no dialogue or text, and it's just, music and everything, so that was kind of cool, but... I don't know, when I play games, I generally like something with a little bit of violence in it. Not like, like going around and kill everybody, but like, I don't know, I like some type of conflict in fights. Like, you know me, like Skyrim. There's definitely fighting in Skyrim, but I wouldn't consider it a violent game. You know what I mean? It's not.
I mean, it is pretty violent, so yeah, I would consider Skyrim a violent
it's
game.
more of an action adventure game than a violent game. Violent games to me is stuff like Call of Duty or something where all you're doing is running around shooting stuff. State of Decay is a little bit more violent because you're running around.
That still doesn't negate the fact that
Skyrim definitely has violence in it, but if you want, you can choose to not be violent in that game. You can play Skyrim however you want. Like, there's plenty of people that I watch. Well, I don't watch too much, but I've seen like play it as a pacifist or just do it as like, yeah, I'm gonna go build a farm and stuff because that's something you can do with one of the DLC things. You can get a farm and just raise crops and everything. Or there's another person who's doing I'm doing this playthrough as just a woodcutter trying to survive and all this kind of stuff. So they don't actually go out and do the quests and stuff the way the game was meant to be played or whatever. But
right,
that's also one thing about the Bethesda games like Skyrim and Elder Scrolls. Like, they're not really meant to be played any specific way. You can go out open world, freely do whatever you want.
Okay. But getting back to these games that we just looked at.
Yes.
Yeah, some of those looked interesting. Some of those looked... I would like to know what the developers were thinking and talking about in their early design meeting.
Yeah.
Because some of those, it was just like, you're aiming for such a niche market, I don't see how you're going to do it.
I don't know.
Like, I know most indie developers, niche markets are their market, but when your market is that niche that you might get, I hate to say it, maybe just a handful of players.
I'm sure if they're big enough to make this Day of the Dev show, they've got enough of a following already of people that are like, yeah, I want this game. Because I'm sure they don't just pick random indie devs and be like, here, you want to be on our showcase?
Or maybe the devs come forward and are like, hey, could we be on your show?
Yeah, like, I'm sure you have to, like, submit and apply to be on the show, but I'm sure the selection process isn't just, hey, anybody who wants to be on here. Because I guarantee you this show would be 12 hours long that way. At the minimum.
Man. Yeah.
You know, if just anyone who's an indie developer is like, hey, yeah, here's my thing, I want to be on your... Like, no, they got to have some type of criteria that they do to... You have to meet to be featured in the show case.
I will say this, that paranormal one, that had the Ouija board in it.
Yeah, the one from Bloomhouse Games or whatever. That did not seem interesting to me. Like, the art style was okay because it kind of reminds me of some of those older, early first 3D games, which is interesting. But like, story-wise, I mean, Ouija boards, all that kind of stuff. I mean, that doesn't really interest me.
I mean, they're building a supernatural, demonic, puzzle solver.
Yeah, and like, that's, like, as we saw in the show the other day, the Bloomhouse Games is all about making, like, horror, scary type games or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool. That's great. It's not really my biggest genre. Like, the only quote-unquote
good luck to them.
Horror games I like to play are usually something with zombies in it. And I don't even like all zombie games either, so...
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, the one other one that looked kind of interesting and, you know, story-wise would be kind of interesting maybe is that zoo one that you were just like, no.
Oh, man.
Like, probably not anything I would definitely not rush out to buy or put it onto a wish list, but like if I got a copy of it, I would play it, kind of a thing.
Dude, I'd watch you play it.
That's creepy. You're the stalker person from the other game. Just peeking in the window, watching me play games.
No, why don't you stream it on Twitch or something?
I know, I was just kidding. I don't think you'd be peeking in my window, considering it's not on the first floor.
I mean, unless I had Noway's grappling hook.
Oh god, everything's with the Assassin's Creed for you. But it's okay, everything's Skyrim for me, so.
Exactly. We each have our thing.
Yeah.
It just so happens that... No.
In my opinion.
It just so happens that my thing has a new project out this year, while yours doesn't.
Well, Elder Scrolls doesn't, but Bethesda does.
Well, Elder Scrolls Online, technically.
Yeah, but nobody plays that. I'm just kidding. Lots of people play it. I don't.
Okay,
technically, Bethesda also owns id Software, and there was that Doom game coming out too. So,
as well as Indiana Jones, but
yes, so.
For Day of the Devs,
Starfield.
For Day of the Devs, let's wrap it with good luck to all the studios who showed their stuff there. Everyone has something different, and different breeds very, very good ideas.
Sometimes.
Just trying to find them a little bit, like some of those. Yay!
Yeah, they're interesting for sure.
Anyways, everyone, that's going to do it for Day of the Devs. We'll have this video up probably later today, maybe tomorrow. And stay tuned for our final Summer Showcase wrap-up video, where we'll be going over some of our favorite games that we've seen, as well as some games that maybe, I don't know. We hope it end up good, but you never know. So, peace. Like, subscribe, share.